South, Rikers Island, Netas, Kings, Bloods, Gangs. Today, here, we're going to talk about all that happened in the New York City jail. And we have a special guest on the show today. A calling from Lil Mario, who I knew as Sade from Sunset Park, one of the Netas in the early 90s. And guess what? He's not a made-up Neta. He's not a make-believe Neta. With all respects to everybody, he was actually Neta because I remember as a youngin, me seeing him walking through with the Neta bees as the Nietas were progressing and growing in New York City and Sunset Park, and the gang culture exploded.
Because when I told my story on that guy's channel, I said something about Wildcat. Somebody had texted me and say, listen, what else happened, blah, 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 with the Wildcat situation. So they got interested, which I made the conclusion on my page, and I said, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't the time that he went cutting people and people jumped over the fence. We had a war in C95 that I don't know for sure, but I think Solo was there also. That they cut all of us. Some people were jumping the fence, and I was helping my brother, so that's when I got cut. Then they sent me to the Bing, and that same day they were transferring Wildcat, Bad Vibes, Pimp, and all these guys. Everybody was heading to the Bing that day, and I happened to be on that bus. And that's the story that I was saying. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was my next door neighbor, and they kept making fun of his name, Aponte, Marco Aponte, the CEOs. And that's how I remembered his name. And he told me straight out, yo, papi, don't go outside, bro. They're going to kill you. And that's the story that I told. And I'm like, yeah, Wildcat was right beside me. And I got the paperwork. And I kept saying, yo, I got paperwork. Fuck that. I'll show my shit. So that was that story. I know the one you're talking about when he was, I guess, in the Bing or whatever. He started chasing people. He jumped over the fence or whatever.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Yo, I was gonna tell you this. Oh, but Wildcat, the dude Wildcat came out and told you, yo, papi, don't go outside. They're gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Damn, he kind of like looked out for you.
That's what I'm saying. And it's all in there in the story. I don't know if you heard it or whatever, but I was saying he was next to me, and everybody knew that I was food. So they all were like, doing that little shout out. So when I went into my cell, I approached him first. I'm like, damn, bro, these motherfuckers gonna kill me, this and that. He knocked on the wall. He's like, yo, papi, papa. He called me papa or papi. One of them words, papi or papa. He's like, yo, papi, I'm gonna give you a heads up, bro, because you're Latino. I'm Latino too. I didn't know who he was. Now is that I found out, oh shit, that was the Wildcat. But anyway, he was like, I'm gonna give you a heads up, papa. Don't go to the yard, bro. They're gonna kill you out there. And I'm like, damn, bro, fuck it. Good looking out, bro. And that's exactly what happened. I stood in my cell. They went to the yard and whatever, But then it continued. They moved me to the 5th floor. And then we went to the yard one day coming down the stairs. And they were coming from the yard. And we had it out right there. And I told that story. The conclusion is on my page. And Wildcat was the first one to get it. Boom! And that's it. Now I wanted to continue because that's when the other part starts, when I got locked up again, and then Jacquel and all that. So I'm going by the years. When I came home, then I came out, and I bumped into this one. Now I'm going back in, and I see this one. So that's how that all came down.
So check this out. Let me ask you something, my guy. You just said,
what's up?
And Wildcat was the first one to get it. Wow, what you mean? So you gave it to Wildcat or who?
No, not me. Not me. I said it in my story. There was a Latin king that he was in the front, and he set it off first. So everybody's chained up. So once he set it off, we all had to set it off. We could have stayed in, man, I'm not down with that shit. No, we all had to fight. So he jumped on Walker because Walker had a green light on him. That name was ringing bells, but I didn't know who he was. The king knew who he was, and he just jumped in, and we just started fighting everybody. He was like with 5 or 6 guys in the yard. We had about 10 guys. It was kings, and I was like, me and one more Neta. The rest were kings. When we went to the yard coming down the stairs, because in the OBCC, if you're on the 5th floor, everybody knows you go down the stairs in the back. And the other people on one side, they come right through the same way you're coming down. And we bumped into each other, and Wildcat was in the front of the line. And the Latin Kings went boom and set it off right there. And the CEO just moved away. He's like, oh, fuck this shit. And that shit got crazy.
Yeah.
So that was the story that I was telling, you know?
It gets crazy. Let me tell you, though, something, though. In the beginning, I was kind of sort of like that. Being that we on the subject, to be real, I don't like to talk about dudes when they not here. If I'm not mistaken, the dude Wildcat's locked up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I'm not, because based that I seen the interview also when this all first took place, being that we touched on that subject and you went there like with the Wildcat story and all that. So of course I tuned in, and people were telling me, yo, boy, look at this. You feel me? I've spoken to Kano, the twin that was on the Queen's Flip show. I actually, more than one occasion, like we actually, anyway, so I know people that know people that know people, and that's how I found out when people asked me about Kano, and I said, nah, Kano's an official real one, because dudes that I've been around we was together in the street and a bunch of places. If I seen my boy June, let's say his name was right June, and he and him and June tells me, yo, so and so, I'm going to pick up so and so. I already know he's a good dude because June is my dude. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I knew like Kano's official, because my man June's word is gold to me. You feel me? And these are people that really exist. I was just saying it with a little joke because I didn't want to say dudes' names, but it's all good. You feel me? They my guys, and I still got love for people, and ain't nothing ever gonna change. Facts. So with that being said, the Wildcat situation, definitely the King set it off first. He had to, and normally Kings were setting it off first. To be real, not because I'm king or nothing, but the Kings was always setting it off first. But check this out. I did was upset at that story and things like that. But as time went on, I started watching them, and I seen the growth as far as online growth, all that other stuff, what they did. And I can't really get mad at a blood that tells a story that he got at Kings, because I was there, witness, and I myself did see millions, thousands of Kings get at Bloods and vice versa. The only thing is that if people know this real good, Kings are not into coming online telling stories, my dude. You feel me?
Exactly, I know. Yeah.
So that's like a no-no to a lot. And that's why I refrain from talking about nation affairs or anything that really has happened. That's why I always said, with all respects to anybody, any Kings that you see telling real life stories about when their bro got thrown down the flight of stairs, beat up or whatever, bruh, believe me, he's not outside going to the meetings. Like, he's not fully active, because he wouldn't be telling those stories, bro. You heard?
Right.
Facts.
No doubt.
Unless the rules have changed, like yesterday.
And there's this other guy, Latin Pain. I don't know if you ever heard of him or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
He's a Latin king. He subscribed to my thing also. He's like, yo, Sade, I heard about this and that, and he was telling me, yo, you were the one from the Lower East Side. Yeah, I ran the Lower East Side with the Netas. And I'm like, oh shit, so you used to hang out with Baruch and his family's from Baruch. So there's people that validate, like, yo, I know you from back in the days, which I'm like, oh, hell yeah, that's what I need. Somebody to validate shit. So there's a few that are like, oh, shit, I remember, whatever. But I ain't going to get up there and make up shit. But I'm not like that. I'm not going to say this and that. And it's all bullshit. And then they're going to say, yo, Sade is lying, He just wants no, I don't want the credibility. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm going to get up
my side. Right,
yeah. I'm gonna touch on that right now, but I wanted to clarify something, like not clarify because I could care less what people think, but that's why I never really kept touching on those subjects. Like when they say something and me say something, then it is what it is, even though the dude Wildcat and them people that I know them and all that, and I started watching the content because number one, I want to see what's going on, what people said. Number two is certain subjects, people was alright. You know what I'm saying? The subject was cool, and I'll tune in and I'll try to block that all that other stuff out of my head. You know, and I seen people that were once in my same pain and situation trying to do something positive for themselves. That's the only thing I understood about it. But I never will applaud another gang member getting at any king or nothing, bro. I'm totally against you for life. You heard? Like, with all that being said, man, moving right along, my thing is this, about the lying situation. Yeah, nobody, yeah, definitely. I always encourage people never exaggerate or lie, because another thing you should be careful for, bro, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not saying you do that. I don't look for validation in nobody, because the comments, people are always gonna say wrong things. Thousands of people are never gonna believe you because they never been in that situation, or they be like, him, this punk dude, because they think they the toughest dude in the world. Meanwhile, you're not on here trying to be tough. You're just telling a story. So check this out, right? With that being said, just be careful with people, because a lot of people are gonna step up just in case you start blowing up with the stories or your channel takes off. I don't think that these stories blow anybody up. I think that people take a liking to the person, to your character as a person. Anybody could tell a fucking story, and 1 million people was in Rikers Island. So this is not for everybody. People are just not gonna come on and tell a Rikers Island story and they're gonna take off and be successful. It doesn't work that way, you know. But what I could tell you is be very cautious with the people that comment, the people that start validating any story, because a lot of people are lying. What they do is this: they'll be like, "Oh, that was you. I remember you. Yo, you was definitely putting it in." Now they want you to be like, "Yo, you can ask Carlos Martinez. He's in my comment section, bro. Right. He said he remember me." Meanwhile, meanwhile, all he's doing is preparing himself, because he's trying to open up a channel too. So what he does is he lets you put in the work, you gain subscribers, and then you're gonna remember that he looked out for you when you needed somebody to vouch, and he fake vouched you. And now you're going to be like, yo, follow Carlos Martinez, bro. He just opened his channel on and he just played you, my dude. So that's why I don't affiliate with nobody. I holler back on I answer back all comments. The reason why I haven't lately in the past like 2 weeks, like I'll just answer some, is because I'm experimenting something online, because I learned different things about YouTube and all these platforms, because I make my living off of teaching people how to grow online and earn a passive income online, not just on YouTube, but on other major streaming platforms. So I'm doing something to see what works with the data and the algorithms. And that's why I've been answering like some here and there, but not touching it too much, where it says 2,000 comments, but half of them are from the owner of the page. You understand?
Right.
So I'm letting it rock on its own to see if what me and my other tech friends were talking about is true, you know? So, but I'm going to but then once that video gets a few days old, I start answering them all anyway. The only time I don't answer somebody's comment is if he says some bozo crazy shit. And then I don't even let the comments show, because I'm not here for comment views. And I'm not here for views, and I'm not here for subscribers. None of that equals money. But the most important thing here is watch time, how long people watching your videos. A dude can have 1 million subscribers, and you can have 1,000 subscribers and make way more money than him. And it's never about the money. All that's going to come. Just tell your story, be you, be real, be authentic. If you're doing the same thing that other people are doing, just come with something a little bit different and make it yours. Own it. The rest is history. See, this game, a lot of times is like people don't find what to do. They told all their stories and they told them back to back, and now they ran out of stories. And you could tell they making stories up now. They don't know what to say. Like, bro, you wasn't like that. It's cool to just have been the dude that was just chilling on the island. You feel me? Like, so, bro, I haven't even told, not even the beginning of my stories, because sometimes I don't even want to tell that story, because people be like, yo, War, tell this story when this happened. And I just feel like if a person is not there, to them is unbelievable, because he feels he's a big dude or whatever, not knowing that I will put him through hell for him to use the phone. You feel me?
Mhm.
And not knowing that there's people that are watching that are like, yo, and Warpath is being nice. Even dudes that was with me from Sunset locked up with me be like, yo, son, you're being nice on YouTube because I'm not here to fake be gangster, dogs. I do that outside. I go outside every day. I come here and I feel good. I'm with my family. I'm telling a story. I'm doing something that I like to do. Why come on here and bring my same street attitude to online? That's not what they're trying to promote on these platforms. So if you're looking for someone to take your show and help you grow it, a good company is not gonna do that if you on here like, yeah, what up, what's popping, and you still throwing gang signs and you still promoting your gang. They're not coming up, they're not picking your show up for why? You're a destruction to their business.
Right.
You feel me? So I know what I'm doing in that part.
I
So,
just got an invite to go to the K Solo show. He wants me to call him.
yo, bro.
Live.
Of course he is. Listen.
You know,
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Do what you feel is good for you. You know what I'm saying? People just fish for stories, bro. They want anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to diss you. That's if you want to do, that's on you. But any interview, that's of course, my dude, because dudes want to have content.